Hello students, welcome to LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. Here, myself, Mr. Jaiswal Kishan, Civil Engineering Department. We are learning all about structural analysis. In previous session, we took one example of two-span beam. Now today, we will be take more examples. Let's see. So here, some formulas which will refer or which will be used by us in examples. So let's start. Here in question it is written that calculate stiffness matrix S, load vector AD minus ADL for the structure as shown in figure. EI kept as constant and also calculate displacement D and then draw shear force and bending moment diagram. So now here a figure is given. Now you can see that here 3 span beam is given. In previous sum it was 2 span only given. So now here AB, BC and CD span is given. AB of length 6 meter, BC of length 8 meter and CD of length again 6 meter. On AB span, UDL is given of 10 kN per meter. On BC span, center concentrated load is given of 100 kN at 4 meter distance from both the ends. And also center concentrated load is given point load at center of CD span of 60 kN 3 meter from each support. Now here I has remained constant for each beam. Now note that support A is a fixed support B is a simple support, C and D as well. So now first of all we have to find out Ki. So we know that fixed support resists everything. Horizontal reaction, vertical reaction as well as moment. Simple support resists only two things which are vertical reaction and horizontal reaction, not moment. So at support B unknown is moment, at support C unknown is moment, at support D unknowns are my moment. Also there is no horizontal reaction, so neglecting axial deformation will not come. Ultimately Ki and AD, which will be our final Ki to use the structure, is 3, which is nothing but theta B moment at B, theta C moment at C and theta D at moment at D. So this was our primary unknowns to solve the structure. Now moving ahead for the next step, which is to restrain the beam and apply our primary unknown step by step as mentioned in the concepts if you remember for the lecture number 1. So now first of all we are restraining the entire beam, which is support B also, C also and D also became fixed. A was already fixed. So now here you can see that there are all supports are fixed, which is restrained beam. Now one by one we have to apply our primary unknowns. So let's see. Here as you can see, support B has been moved in clockwise direction, because here we have applied theta 1 equals to d1 equals to 1 unity at support B. So the behavior of the span AB and BC will be in manner like this. Now you can understand that if I rotate this in a clockwise direction, this span will become in upward direction and BC span will go in downward direction. And there will be no effect for CD span, so it will be remain as it is. So in the first step we have applied d1 equals to 1 for our unknown. Now the remaining values from where it is come, I have kept here reference formula for you. Now we know that if far end is fixed, the moment become 4EI by L upon 4EI upon L at the place where we have applied unknown. At the far end, which is A end in this beam, the far end is also fixed. The half will be transferred, which will be 2EI upon L. L is nothing but our 6 meter for AB particular span. So here 4EI upon 6 and here 2EI upon 6. Now next, similarly for BC span at B, where I have applied my unity theta, here will be coming 4EI upon L. L is my 8 meter and at the opposite end it will be 2EI upon L. L is 8 meter. Now, one more thing I would like to tell, that here we have kept theta equals to 1 because we have to find that unknown. So we are considering unity. As a formula of stiffness, apply unit action and find out displacement. So we are moving with that rule. Even you can see this reaction has been placed. Now you can see that our moments has been placed in clockwise direction. So it reaction will be opposite to the moment. So moments are in clockwise direction. So our reaction will be in anti-clockwise. So here you can see that AB span is rotating clockwise. So we have to rotate in anti-clockwise to counteract that moment. We have a couple reaction. So upward over here and downward over here, which will create an anti-clockwise moment. Here you can see that the values are being kept as 6a upon L square, which have written in here a reference formula, negative for downward and upward for positive. But here I have not mentioned sign, we will be using in it our further steps. So here placed upward, here placed downward. Similarly for the BC span. The same thing we have to do for next step, which is restraining support C and making it in clockwise moment. So now here you can see that I have applied clockwise moment at support B, and you can note that how it will be having effect. So like in this pattern, it will be making an effect for BC span as well as for CD span. But there will be no effect and for span A to B. Now this is the similar process which we did in first number step. In first number step we have applied theta 1 equals to d1 at 1. In second number step we have applied theta 2 equals to d2 equals to 1 at support C. Similarly we will be applying theta 3 equals to d3 equals to 1 at support D. So you can see that over here I have applied D3 equals to 1. So there will be only effect in the span CD only, and rest of the span from A to C will have no effect. And we have to apply respective values of formulas. You can refer this reference formula. So this was our first step to restraining beam and apply theta equals to 1 at our primary unknowns places. So now moving ahead, we have to find out our primary unknowns value, which is value of D. So the formula is D equals to, you can see over here, D equals to S inverse AD minus ADL. So in previous example, we have explained and understood that what is AD, what is ADL. AD is nothing but action given in actual structure. Means, mark that if my unknowns are theta B, theta C and theta D at the position B, C and D respectively. So for theta, I have to check moment, and at the place of B, C and D, any external moment or moments are given in the actual structure. So I have made a round over here. You can see that there is no extra moment given over here. So the values will be coming 0 only. If no value is given, the moments are not given, so values are 0. You can understand that this concept from our theories, that in our theory, if you remember that there M is given at support B, so we have kept M over in first row. But here there is no moment given, so we have to keep it as 0. Now moving ahead to find ADL. ADL is nothing but our action in structure due to loadings. So now there are my three unknowns, so there will be AD1 in row 1, ADL2 in row 2 and ADL3 in row 3. So ADLs are nothing but our fixed end moments for the respective place B, C and D. So let's check out. At support B, you can see I have made a notation that here will be a clockwise moment and here will be anti-clockwise moment. So for clockwise we have to take positive, and for anti-clockwise we have to take negative. So for UDL, formula has been applied, WL square by 12. minus WL by 8 for anti-clockwise I have applied minus, and WL by 8 for central point load. This is the formula which we have to use. By placing W equals to 10, 36 which is a 6 square divided by 12 minus 100 into 8 upon 8. 100 is this load and 8 is total length. Our value is minus 70. Similarly, at span C, we have to add or sum up this algebraic sum of these two moments. This is clockwise, this is anti-clockwise. So clockwise will be plus and anti-clockwise will be negative. Both are point load in the span B to C and span C to D. The value formula is WL by 8. So now here you can see that WL by 8 minus WL by 8. We have to keep respective values of W. Here W is 100, here W is 60. Here length is 8, here length is 6. So after placing the entire value, we will be getting a value of 55 kilonewton into meter positive. Now at last, at support D, you can see there is only single moment because there is no continuous span over the further. So we will be taking only single moment, which is a point load clockwise moment of FEM is WL by 8. W is nothing but 60, L is nothing but 6 divided by 8. I will be getting my value 45. So after getting all these three values, place in a matrix manner. First is minus 70 for row 1, unknown 1, for row 2, unknown to 55 value, and for row 3 it is 45. Now moving ahead, we have to solve this AD minus ADL, which is my load vector, as has been asked in question that we have to find AD minus ADL. AD are 0, ADL are respective values. After negative after applying negative to these all three values, we will be getting 0 minus 70 is 70, 0 minus 55 is 55, 0 minus 45 equals to 45 in negative. So this was our load vector AD minus ADL. So our next step will be to find S stiffness matrix. So how to find? Let's check out. So now here you can see that our S matrix is of 3 cross 3. There are number of primary unknowns are 3. So S matrix will be of 3 cross 3. Now how to keep these values? So for this all values I have made a green marks box, and for that reference figures are given, and the formulas will be like the summation of these two. So EA has been placed out as a common. Now 4 by 6 plus 4 by 8 is nothing but 1.7 placed over here. This is my S11. For S21 it is 2 by 8. So here I have placed 0.25. For S31 there is no value, so I apply 0. Next, for second column, use second figure, which is where D2 has been applied. So you can see that at S12 my value is 2 upon 8. So placing this value 0.25. Similarly, for S22 we have to sum up this both the value, which is 4 upon 8 plus 4 upon 6. I will be getting my 1.17. Similarly, for S32 it is 2 by 6, which is 0.33. Now for next, use for third number of column we have to use D3 number of figure. So for S, similarly we are placing its values in a form of points. So now we have to find out its S inverse, because in formula we does not require S, we require S inverse. So with the help of calculator we can find out S inverse of 3 cross 3 matrix. Now this S inverse will be using in the formula for D, which is D equals to S inverse AD minus ADL, and finding out our all three primary unknowns. Let's check out. So now here you can see that here I have placed S inverse value. Now here as you can see S inverse value has been placed. Here you can see that AD minus ADL value, which is find out over here, we have placed, and finally we will be getting our value D after multiplying this entire matrix. I hope you remember which we have learned from mathematics, that how to solve this 3 cross 3 matrix with 3 cross 1 column matrix. So I will mark that 0.91 multiplied by 70 plus minus 0.23 multiplied by minus 55 plus 0.11 multiplied by minus 45 will be giving my this 70.75. Similarly, this row multiplied by this column. This row multiplied by this column will be getting my next values. Next, we have to find out AM and AR for final shear force and bending moment diagram. So first of all, we have to find our external loading, reaction and moments. So here our entire beam has been placed, external loading has been placed, and now you can see that these green colors are my respective FEM for the beam, and this orange colors highlighted portion are my reaction for that particular beam loading. Let's check once. Now here a reference formula has been placed for the solution. Let's see. For this UDL we have to apply minus WL square by 8. At the place of W we have to apply 10. At the place of L we have to apply 6. So by this we will be getting this 30 and 30. So here negative has been written, which is anti-clockwise. For clockwise, positive. Similarly, for this moment, we have to apply WL by 8 formula. So getting this value. Now here you can see this is green highlighted area, the green moment. This is pink highlighted for reaction. These are pink highlighted kind of reaction. Let's see. Check 100 kilonewton has been applied at the center. So we know that reaction will be W by 2. 100 by 2 is nothing but 50. So you can see this 50. 60 by 2 is 30, 30. And for UDL it is WL by 2, which is 10 into 60. 10 into 6 equals to 60, which is nothing but 30, 30. So like this, we can find out our reaction. Now, moving ahead, we have to find out AM. So formula for AM is nothing but AM equals to AML plus AMD into D. This D which we have find out over here. AMD and AML is nothing but AML is due to loading moments. AMD is nothing due to applied primary unknowns moment. Let's check one. Now this are the values which are placed over here. So for 30, minus 30, plus 30, minus 100, plus 100, minus 45 and plus 45 respectively has been placed over here. Now for this first column, use figure number 1. So at first place it is 2 by 6, which is nothing but 0.33. 4 by 6, 0.67. 4 by 8 is nothing but 0.5. 2 by 8, 0.25. No value, 0, 0. Similarly for second column, use this second figure. For third column, use this third number of figure. After placing values in the matrix, we have to calculate AMD into D. So multiply this row into this column, we will be getting this all 6 values. At last, sum of this 2 value minus 30 plus 23.6 is nothing but minus 6.4 plus 30 plus 47.2 is equals to 77.2, and then similar way you can find out this final AM values. Now I would like to suggest that please go through this entire value from the given data. Now remember, in our given data of the actual structure, here simple support was there, here simple support was there, here also simple support was there, but here it was a fixed only. So you remember that fixed resist moment, but the other three won't. So now you can see that at fixed support it is coming minus 6.4. At B there are two moments are coming, but algebraic sum of this becomes 0. Algebraic sum of this becomes 0, and at D it is 0. So you can understand or check, cross check our values that it is correct or not. So if the sum up of value becomes 0 and it is coming 0, then our correct solution is correct. So after finding out AM, next step is to find out AR. It is kind of similar, like we have find out AM, we have to find out AR. Let's check. Now here you can see that This roundup I have made for your reference. This is just kept for your reference only to understand this how value came. So now AR is nothing but ARL plus ARD into D. ARL is due to loading reactions, ARD due to primary unknown reactions. Let's see. So all are upward, the value will be positive only. So this is 30. So I place 30. Now at support B, there are two reactions. So add up 30 plus 50, it is 80. Similarly 80 and then 30. Now next, for first column, we have to refer first figure. So at the first, it is given 6 by 36, which is nothing but 0.2. But mark this is going in downward direction, so we have to apply negative. And here it is upward and downward, so we have to algebraic sum of these two moment, which is nothing but 0.7. 6 by 36 plus minus 6 by 64, which is coming 0.07. Similarly, here upward 6 by 64 is given, it is nothing but 0.09. Here nothing given, so 0. So for second column, refer second figure. For third column, refer third number of figure. Now, this is the value of D which we have find out over here, pink highlighted area. So after placing all this data in the matrix, we have to solve first ARD into D, row into column, so getting these values. And after keeping this over here, we have to finally sum up this all values for getting this reaction. So after solving this, at last our step is to draw shear force and bending moment diagram with the help of AR value and help of AM value. Let's see. So on the left hand side you can see a bending moment diagram, on the right hand side you can see shear force diagram. Now you can draw like in this pattern. First of all we are drawing bending moment diagram. So here you can see a curve has been drawn because our loading is UDL. So central span moment will be of W L square by 8 equals to 45. For point load it is WL by 4, and for this point load it is WL by 4. So we will be getting these values. Now you can see 6.2 which 6.4 which has been taken from over here, minus 6.4 upward, plus 77.2 upward, minus 77.2 here upward only, plus 92.59 or 6 equals to over here, minus 92 over here, and then at last 0. After connecting this, we will be completing our bending moment diagram. So I would like to recall that how to draw this diagram. That first of all, from left hand side we have to check it should be minus so upward, and right hand side it should be plus so upward. So left, right, left, right, left, right. So like this we can draw this figure. For UDL, parabola. For point load, it is triangle. Now, at last, with the help of AR, we will be solving our shear force diagram. Now, our first value is 18.2 positive, so we will be moving upward. And then UDL of 10 into 6 is given, so 10 multiplied by 6 is 60. 18.21 minus 60 will take over towards minus 41.79. After reaching this value, we have to add 89.9, which will take upward 48.07. And then for 4 meter span, there is no loading given, so straight. Then 100 is given downward direction, so minus 8 will be coming at minus 51.93. Then moving ahead, for 4 meter span, there is nothing loading is given, so we will be reaching same value. Now at C point we have to apply 97.4 reaction, which will be positive, so taking up. How it came value this 45.43 minus 51.93 plus 97.4 will be getting 45.43. And then for 3 meter span no loading given, so straight. Then after 45.43 we have to deduct this 60, we will be taking to minus 40.57, and then again 3 meter no load, and then there's a reaction 14.6 which is similar to 415.57 to completing our shear force diagram. So this is how you can draw shear force and bending moment diagram. So this is our entire sum completed with the help of stiffness method of 3-span beam. So now at last we will be doing quick revision that what we have done till now for the sum. Now look, you don't have to give this reference figure, formula figures and formulas for the solution in exam. You have to proceed with the simple steps. Look how you have to perform in exam. So let's revise. The first step is to restrain beam and apply primary unknowns. Then find out that primary unknowns. Then find out AM and AR, and then find out shear force and bending moment diagram. So look, first we have restrained our beams and applied our unknown moments. Then we have applied formula of D. D is nothing but our primary unknown. Find out its value. Then applied formula for AM and AR and respective values. And at last we have drawn shear force and bending moment diagram. So this is how you can proceed in exam.